Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about She-Hulk. But wait, what's going on over there? Is that the rank 3 She-Hulk about to finish off Starlord in Labyrinth of Legends? But how can that be? It's only a rank 3 She-Hulk. Anyway, so let's take a look and let's see what actually happened in the fight. So let's rewind to the beginning, and that was a team I was using. It basically is like a typical She-Hulk support team. I did add in like a couple of power gain synergy nodes just because we will want to spam our specials. So typical start of the fight, we push him up against the wall and then we start launching our special ones and heavy attacks. Ideally we want to be launching as many special ones as we can just to build those extra furies up. And so here at the start we're already going in our heavy rotation. We have a couple of furies on. Now the trick here to chain your special ones effectively is to kind of make sure your heavy attack leaves him on the floor against the corner just below 1 bar of power. So you start your second heavy attack and then you chain your special one into that combo. So as we can see here, he's nearly at 1 bar of power, then we start a heavy attack and we chain special one to it. A, to make sure it lands, B, to make sure he has a full bar of power, therefore he's able to throw that special attack and refresh our furies straight afterwards. Now for next part of the fight, it's just going to be like your typical She-Hulk fight. We're going to keep super aggressive, we're going to keep him in corner, we're going to build up as many furies as we can and therefore do as much damage as we can. Sometimes it's a bit tricky to kind of win your special ones, and I push myself special too, so I just end up using that one. But typically, yeah, we want to stick to level 1s just so we can build up as many furies and do as much damage as we can. So there we go. We're 83 hits in. We haven't done all that too much damage, but that's alright because She-Hulk's damage will ramp up exponentially as the fight progresses. So as we can see here, we're already doing some decent damage. Special one here without a crit hit for 7k. That's not too bad at all. And now let's wait for some next crit. Heavy crits for 23k. That's definitely not a bad damage output at all. At this point already 100 hits in the fight. So first enrage timer is nearly over and we're at 25 furies. That's perfect according to plan. Now we just need to keep at it and keep aggressive. The tricky bit is going to be when the second enrage timer is going to expire and when we are supposed to basically die. However, She-Hulk does not go down so easy. So we're keeping at it, spamming our level 1s, spamming heavy attacks to make sure he can't evade. One positive thing is that She-Hulk's slow, unlike many other abilities, actually work to prevent evade in Labyrinth of Legends. Because stuff like Gwenpool or Iceman, they still evade you. So far, I was only aware that Labyrinth of Legends evade is pretty much prevented by True Strike and True Accuracy. So it turns out that She-Hulk's slow also prevents Labyrinth evade, which is cool, which makes the fight a lot easier, a lot more safe. And yeah, so I did have to have a few tries against this Starlord in order to solo him, but typically the first part of the fight always went super smooth because yeah, we don't have to worry about evade. He's always cooperating and throwing his special attacks, so it's super easy to use She-Hulk in Labyrinth. Obviously I do not recommend anybody going in with a rank 3 She-Hulk in Labyrinth to actually explore it, but it can be done, I suppose. Also worth to mention, I am currently working on kind of more comprehensive guide on She-Hulk with more fight examples and stuff like I typically do with my champion reviews. So that is going to be coming shortly, probably tomorrow or maybe later today. But here we can see second enrage expired, however we're still not dead. Why are we not dead? Is because A, She-Hulk slow also prevents their unstoppable. Therefore we can strike them as normal so long as we have slow debuff on them. And level 2 Petrify prevents their power gain, therefore we can pretty much fight as normal. We just need to make sure that we keep consistently our slow and Petrify debuffs up. So long as we are able to keep both of these debuffs up, especially slow, then we're going to be pretty much safe. Now, Petrify, if you do kind of get a bit behind and it wears off, you can still salvage the situation by landing level 2, and you can deal with that power gain for like a brief amount of period, because they will be throwing their special attacks and you can still strike them. Therefore, it's not the end of the world if you miss out a bit on Petrify. However, slow debuff has to be on at all times during the fight whilst they are past their enrage, because yeah, otherwise they are unstoppable. But for now, so long as we have both debuffs and we have like super amped up damage output, as we can see here, we're hitting seriously hard with 30k non-crit. And that's pretty much it to this fight. It's fight as normal. There's nothing too difficult, too tricky about it. We just need to make sure we have our slow and petrify debuffs up. One thing we do need to be careful, because our petrify actually reverses 115% of their power gain, so they will constantly be losing some power. But you can play around it, and as I said again, even if you kind of run out of your petrified duration and it wears off, they will gain that power gain as we saw before, but you can still manage it because they are super friendly throwing their special attacks. So for most part at this point we're already doing incredible amount of damage. This heavy attack alone dealt 50k, and yeah, we just need to make sure we have our slow and petrify on for as much as possible, especially the slow debuff. And that's it. She-Hulk actually prevents you from dying after enrage expires. That's something. When I figured this one out, I had a proper chuckle, because this was essentially the node, the thing, the time in the game when Kabam hits die now button, and She-Hulk just ignored it. As far as I'm aware, she's pretty much the only champion that can actually fight opponents properly for extended duration once they have went past their enrage timer. And yeah, so I figured I'll make a video out of it. And look at the damage here. We have 50 Furies on us and we're just mincing in him. The last kind of like 20-30% of Starlord's health have just absolutely been obliterated. And here, just the last few hits and the fight is going to be over. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you can take something away from it. Maybe have some fun in Labyrinth with She-Hulk. But that's going to be me done today. And I'm going to see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe.